Hello. I did mention this on Twitter that I was going to do this. I don't know if many of you saw it or not because it literally was a pretty last minute last thought. Oh, I'll quit. I'll do this. Basically, what this video is a series review of Jin no Saji, otherwise known in English as Silver Spoon, which I literally only finished about 10 minutes ago. Basically, okay, let's get straight down to it. Silver Spoon is a show that before it started, a lot of people were like, they read the synopsis and they were like, that sounds a bit weird and possibly a bit shit. But I'll tell you this: Silver Spoon was one of the best shows of last season. Now I know technically the full season hasn't started yet, but I'm calling it last season, as in the summer season, last season, because all the shows of that season are now finished, with the exception of course, Attack on Titan, which finishes on Saturday. So yeah, so I'm saying it last season. It really was. Silver Spoon was one of the best shows of last season. Basically, what it's about this kid called Hachiken, Yugo Hachiken. He was in college, but he ran away because he didn't like it, and he joined a farming school called Ezuno Farming School or something like that. And basically, the series, it's a slice of life show. Basically, just him going through life in this farm school. And like I said, it didn't initially sound like it would have been anything good, but the way that they did it, it was animated by A1 Pictures. It's the stories of the episodes are not, they're not like complex or anything. It's just, usually each episode has a story. It's not, well, there is an ongoing sort of story that goes through the series. Spoilers if you haven't seen it, by the way. There is like an ongoing arc throughout the series of where Hachiken looks after this pig called Pork Bowl, which he calls Pork Bowl, and he sees it through from piglet to, where it goes off to the slaughterhouse. And there are some points in that story arc where, especially when Pork Bowl is being sent to the slaughterhouse, that are quite emotional scenes. But that's really the only sort of overarching story through the whole series. The rest of the series is pretty much standalone stories throughout the episodes, with this, Pork Bowl story sort of. The Pork Bowl story isn't the main story. Well, it's not. Well, when I say the main story, it's not like, it's not like every episode. Oh, Pork Bowl. They sort of start off with it. Well, they don't start off with it, but I think 2 or 3 episodes in, they introduce, this character, this pig, Pork Bowl. They do a couple of episodes or 3 episodes about Pork Bowl. They leave it, and then the last episodes 9. There's 11 episodes, and episodes 9 and 10, we return to the Pork Bowl story, and we see him going off to the slaughterhouse, etc. And he comes back as meat, and Hachiken makes bacon out of him, and and sells it to people and stuff. But yeah, like I said, apart from that story arc, the rest of the series is standalone stories throughout each episode is a different story. But yeah, I mean, I would give this show, I believe on my enemy list, I gave it 8 out of 10. Now, the reason I only gave it 8 and not any higher is because there's a lot of, I don't really know why. I just gave it 8, to be honest. There's not really a reason of exactly why I gave it 8. I just decided I'll give it 8 out of 10. Yeah, so Silver Spoon, I really recommend watching this show. And in January, in the winter 2014 season, which is the season after the season that's starting next week, the full season, Silver Spoon will be getting its second season. It's going to be a second season of Silver Spoon. Again, another 11 episodes of that season. And at the end of the last episode, episode 11 of season 1, there's like a 2 or 3 minute sort of epilogue, if you will, after the end of the episode, where basically it's set up. They set up the second season. Basically, they're talking about, one of the characters asks the teacher, oh, what are we going to be doing in our second year? And the teacher says, well, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going off into groups and completing a research project. So I assume that the overarching story in the second season is going to be this project that they're doing. So yeah, there we go. That's my sort of series thoughts review, whatever you want to call it, of Silver Spoon.